Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Anything Comics. This is the best of September, and yeah, we got the same people on this month. Uh, Eugene, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great.
What's up,
And
world?
and RC, how you doing?
Doing good. Fall is here, so it's not as hot. Cool weather on the way.
And a
That's
lot
your
of rain.
forecast. Yeah,
It
and a
just
lot of
rained
rain.
today.
Yeah.
It just rained.
Mhm.
Neil is couldn't be with us tonight. Um, so yeah, you know, whatever. But
School.
let's
I miss him.
yeah, man, I miss him already. God.
Yeah.
Miss Neil.
But hopefully he'll be on next month,
Where's
and
Neil?
we can because I mean he gets a lot of Marvel books, so
Neil brings in the viewers.
yeah.
There's gonna be
We're
very
having
big.
a couple viewers tonight.
There's gonna be an absence of Marvel this week.
I know, there's gonna be a well there's one, okay,
I got
two.
one.
I got one.
Yeah. So
Not as abundant as usual.
So, Neil, we miss you, buddy. Hope you come back on next month so we can talk comics. So, let's get right into it. Let's talk about the best books or our favorite books that we read this month. Who wants to go first? Not me.
Go, bro.
Duh. Well,
Go,
I
Oscar.
knew it was gonna be me. Why did we even ask that question? Somehow I knew it was gonna be me.
What's number one?
Yep. So, best books of September. There's been a lot of good books this past month. Futures End released a couple of good one-shots, and one of them I have here is Red Lanterns: The Futures End, written by Charles Soule. And I gotta say, I used to be a fan of Green Lantern for a long time. For a long, I've been going back into comics for about 2 years, and Green Lantern has always held a cool place in my comic book shelf. But in the past year, I started getting into Red Lanterns, just to give it a try, to see what the other spectrums offered. And I got to say, Charles Soule has been doing a really great job exploring um, Guy Gardner's experience in with the Red Lantern Corps. And so with Futures End, we jump to 5 years in the future where Guy Gardner is no longer a Red Lantern of Rage, but he's now a Blue Lantern of Hope. And one thing that has always been kind of interesting, compared to all the other Lanterns out there, and Kyle Rayner, John Stewart, Hal Jordan, those characters are always seem to be like kind of one-dimensional. But with Guy Gardner and his time on the Red Lanterns, you really see different aspects of him trying to cope with rage as a way of growing, as a way of moving past things, and how to use that, to not just as a vehicle for revenge, but a way to become a better person. So you think that nothing good could come out of the Red Lanterns, but Guy Gardner in his time there has made the Red Lanterns seem, not as bad as people or the other corps make them out to be. But in this issue, Guy Gardner, he's a Blue Lantern of Hope, and they're just basically hunting down the remainder of the Red Lanterns, just to make the Red Lanterns become extinct because they've grown so out of control. So there's a lot of emotional moments and some quiet moments that I thought were really explored well in just one issue, and it just feels hopeful. It's one of those feel-good issues that, a Red Lantern issue, and you feel good about it. In the end, you feel inspired. I think this is a great way for Charles Soule, him ending his run of Red Lanterns pretty soon. I think this is his way of closing the book on that chapter in a nice way. So, thumbs up for that. I don't know what the other Future's End books are like. I've read a couple, but the Red Lanterns one really stood out to me as, just having a solid story that's, not as one-sided as people think. Okay, so for my next book, there's been a lot of books. I can't remember if this came out in September. Maybe we could talk about this later in the podcast. But Grant Morrison's Multiversity, his second chapter.
I picked that one.
Really?
Let's just talk about it now.
Let's just talk about it. I have it with me.
Why not?
Let's just go ahead. Multiversity talk.
Yeah. What do you guys think of it?
No, I'm
The
kidding.
weakest of Grant Morrison's stuff.
No.
No, I'm kidding. But what do you guys think about it?
Oh, go ahead, RC. It's your turn. It's your turn.
Who wants to tackle this?
I don't want to hog the ball on it, so I want to open up the thing. But I really liked it. I don't know too much about the characters in it, like Dr. Fate. I do know some of their background, but this issue really does have a very pulp kind of aesthetic to it. It's not as meta and heady as Grant Morrison's the first chapter, Multiversity, where there's just you had a lot of questions and to ask about the issue. But this one seems very straightforward. It does tie in with the other Multiversity issues so far. But it's like I said, it's just been straight up story, not jumping around to deeper meanings and all these things. But I kind of enjoyed it. That's my thoughts so far. What do you guys think?
I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. I mean, I guess the second act. I don't know how really to label it, but it felt easier to get into. I think the first issue I had to kind of really. Read multiple times and kind of study. I don't know if what that says about me as a reader, but this one felt much easier to chew on, and it felt more straightforward in terms of it being like a superhero movie, or no, not a movie, a comic book. But I don't know. I just you could tell Grant Morrison is having fun with it, and there's just certain moments where he's like, okay, remember, guys, like to the reader that this is all tied together. Like when it shows the comic book again that you're not supposed to read. I forgot about it until that came up. So that was pretty good. I like the little Easter eggs that he's providing in this series too. Like that he's like a Watchmen mix. Dude, I forgot the guy's name.
The Avenging Atom or something.
Yeah, something like that. And he has like the color mask of Dr. Manhattan, but at the same time that mask is like Rorschach. He says his face is burning, but he means his mask, which is what Rorschach kind of says in Watchmen. So that's pretty cool. And I've always liked the Vandal Savage character as well. It's pretty ruthless here. But I think it's going good. I think overall, I think it's still too early to kind of know where Grant Morrison is going with this. But I think so far with these two issues that have come out, I think it's on track. I'm enjoying it, and I want to see what happens next.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I felt the same way about it. Like the art, Chris Sprouse' art. It's been a while since I've seen his art before, and I don't know, like the colors really good, just a really great story. I like the cover, probably like a really, really I don't know, it's a really good cover. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just something different, something we haven't really seen before with comic books. In today's comics, so it was great to see, and this is gonna be just. I feel like this is a small wrinkle in Grant Morrison's overall big plan, and I'm just gonna go along for the ride, and I enjoyed it a lot.
I really like on that cover. For some reason, I really like Dr. Fate's chest thing. I don't even know what that is.
I know it looks like
Just to
a
look at that, it's like, what is
like an
that?
arc reactor. I don't know. It looks like
Yeah.
ice cream like that.
But it looks
It's
cool.
an engine
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
Mini turbine. Or something.
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
And
yeah.
that Green Lantern guy,
Oh,
that's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Is he like?
Dude.
Did he appear like earlier, like before New 52? I don't know.
He
I-
was the guy that found Hal Jordan.
Yeah, he's the
David
first
Lynch
one.
ring,
Who
yeah.
builds powers.
Yeah, I'm not a
He's
big
pretty
Green Lantern guy, so that's
Yeah,
pretty cool. But I
it's pretty
thought
badass. Like his
but I
costume
thought-
is pretty awesome. It's
when I
fun.
saw it the first time, I thought it was like, is that Etrigan? You know, with the Green Lantern power.
Yeah.
I thought I was in, but it'd be cool if that happened. But
Yeah, I'm glad that Grant Morrison is appealing to all types of comic book readers, especially like if you enjoy the pulp kind of stories. Just the cover alone and the text box on the cover kind of reminds me of buying comics from like one of those newsstands or something.
Mhm.
From like the early ages. You see it in movies of little kids just running up to newsstands, like buying little 50-cent comics and enjoying those pulp stories. Kind of gives that kind of feeling. So I'm sure for the fan base out there that enjoys the pulp comics, I think Grant Morrison is appealing to that group right there.
Yeah. Like this is definitely worth $4.99. Like this is one of the books that is worth the $5 because you get something so different and you get all these characters that you really haven't seen in a different light. And it's, I don't know, Grant Morrison, he's been thinking about this idea for quite some time. It took a while for it to actually come to fruition, but I mean, so far so good right now. So I'm really excited for what's going to happen and how all this is going to tie in because I don't know how long this is going to go, but
yeah, like even like when it previews like the cover of the next issue, it looks completely different. It looks like like a tabloid magazine.
Yeah.
um,
Like this could go on for a while. Like seeing on the sides with all those Earths, like are we really going to go through all these Earths?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
we might.
Right.
We'll have to see.
All right, multiversity talk.
Multiversity. Okay.
My
so-
brain.
I know that was one of the more subtle of Grant Morrison's issues. So we're still at the beginning of the multiversity saga.
Yeah.
He could just open the floodgates.
I still got the Tylenol.
Yeah, have that bottle of Tylenol ready.
Yeah. You never know.
Okay, so moving on to number
3.
I think 3.
Three comes after
yeah.
2.
Yep. So, I was debating because I had 2 books here that I wanted that were vying for 3rd place. But
Go ahead, man.
I think
you can talk about both ones if you want.
I think this one wins out in the end. Deadly Class, number 7.
Thanks.
After a short hiatus, Deadly Class is back in session with Rick Remender at it, and he really I don't know, I kind of, whenever I read the Deadly Class, I kind of enjoy reading the letters in the back because it really gives some backstory to what you just read. And so Rick Remender, throughout the whole issue, he's really dealing of the theme of fitting in and finding just the group of people that make you feel comfortable and safe. And so Rick Remender said that in the letters in the back that he's going to explore that idea of fitting in this current arc. But I've just been enjoying it, not just number 7, but the entire run. I recommend if you haven't read Deadly Class yet, definitely pick it up. It's not all hearts and rainbows. It's some dark, heavy material, but it explores a lot of stuff that we go through in our life, but in a more visceral and violent way. So definitely check that out. And of course,
is that the only Rick Remender book you're picking up, or is that are you
yeah,
like?
yeah. At the moment, this is the only
Oh, okay.
book.
All right.
Very
I was
enjoyable.
gonna ask you if like how if you like I don't know because he has like a lot of books coming out. Like he has Low and he has Black Science and he has
Hmm.
he has Deadly Class. Like, would you have you read Black Science? Like, have you?
No, I haven't read the Black Science or Low.
Yeah.
I've kind of peeked at his run on Captain America. And,
How's that? Like, is it okay or?
It's very different. I'm so used to the Brewbreaker run of Captain America that it's very different from the drama of that Brewbreaker sets, and this one for Captain America is very sci-fi oriented
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of action packed, and it's really long arcs too. Like that Dimension Z arc was like 12 issues for
Sheesh.
for that whole. That's a year's worth of issues right there for that one arc. But he's been doing a really good job. I read his run of Venom back in the day, and that was really good. So I know I read a couple other Remender stuff, and he has a really good writing style. But just within the past year, he's really come forward with a lot of books and create our own series and all that. So, but check out Deadly Class and other works by Rick Remender. Okay, so number 4. This has been a hype for a long time, and it's finally come out. Gwen Stacy, Edge of Spider-Verse.
Oh, that's one of
Number
mine.
2.
Might as well. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk Gwen Stacy.
I'm gonna listen.
Go ahead, man.
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead, man.
Gwen Stacy rocking a very, very cool uniform. I guess it's I don't know if it's
Is that a uniform?
or it's her spider suit.
Yeah, that's
And
her
it
costume.
differs because it has a hoodie, so it's very functional and fashionable in a way.
Does
But,
it stay on her head like Arrow in the show? It's like
No.
how?
Oh no. She can take it
No.
off or whatever.
Yeah, there's some moments where she's swinging and the hood is just like flying behind her.
Yeah.
It seems seems like I know a lot of cosplayers have already made this costume.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hit just because it seems really cool and very easy to make or something. But the fact that it's Gwen Stacy, and it's in a universe where she gets bitten by a spider, and Peter does not, and Peter, through his jealousy, he becomes a lizard in that universe. But it's just an overall fun issue. Gwen Stacy is a drummer in a chick band, a girl band, so that automatically caught my attention right there. And it's just dealing with high school problems, like how do you do your everyday life when you're having to save the world and your dad's the chief of police and he's the one hunting you. Everyday teen problems. Well, not every day, but if you're a spider person, these are your normal problems for today.
Mm-hmm.
But just a fun issue that I enjoyed. Enjoyed reading.
It was pretty awesome. Like the art, man. Like Rodriguez and Renzi, like they really hit it out of the park. Like the colors are just like, they're so different.
Yeah, it's very.
It's like FBP, like the comic that they're doing for Vertigo. It's sort of like that, but just seeing it like with a Marvel character, like I don't know, their style really works with the character and.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and what else? I really like how they do like the little like this just the font of the pop.
Yeah.
Like those words, the font of that, it looks really
Yeah.
really good. Like that's just like some of the stuff that just
It reminds me of if Spider-Man was directed by Edgar Wright in like a fashion of Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh, yeah.
It's just you see all the what's waboofs and
yeah, look at that.
poof,
That looks
yeah,
so
whoop. These are they're making up names for sound effects and all that. So
it is so like Sony just dropped the ball.
yeah,
Sony dropped the ball because
like
you could have not done that in Spider-Man 2 and made her like into a character.
I know, like
That would have been awesome.
they're probably gonna reboot Spider-Man again.
Probably.
and
Once they
like,
find out how hot this
boys.
character is, like how popular this character is, they're
yeah,
just gonna be like, you know what? Let's just do what's that? What's the one that changed? Like, man, what's the guy with the helm or like the Mysterio? They're just gonna do
Mysterio.
like the whole, change the
Yeah.
whole thing.
they're probably gonna bring like Emma Stone back from the dead and be like, you can be
Oh,
the new
perfect.
Spider Girl or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, this is a great comic. I don't know if I want an ongoing, but I would definitely love a miniseries because.
Yeah, I'm glad that Gwen Stacy Spider Girl is going to be part of the overall Spider-Verse event. It's
Mhm.
not just just a one-time issue, but she's actually actually going to be in the whole saga. I hope,
Yeah.
or at least cause some serious double takes from all the Peter
Mhm.
Parkers. I'll be like, oh my gosh, Gwen Stacy's a spider person, so that's going to be interesting, especially if Peter Parker finds out that they have a Spider Girl and it's Gwen Stacy on their team.
Yeah.
How that plays out. So hopefully I'll see more of
Yeah.
Gwen Stacy Spider Girl.
Somebody needs to give that exclusive contract to Rodriguez and Renzi. I know they're doing Vertigo work, but somebody needs to pick them up and do an ongoing book for like Marvel or DC or whatever, because I would love to see that style with like with a character like a young character, with like Gwen Stacy or Supergirl would be great, Superboy, just something. I don't know, like they need. They'll probably have their hands full with FVP, but it would just be great to see more of that work from the big on the big two characters. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So hopefully we'll see more of Gwen Stacy
Yeah.
in later issues. And okay, so last but not least is Delinquents #2 from Valiant. We talked about this
Oh, nice.
in the last issue. You guys saw the nice butt map that these guys are holding one half of. But just with any team up story, there's always going to be that fight that you're looking forward to, that Iron Man versus Hulk fight. Well, in this issue, it's Quantum and Woody versus Archer and Armstrong, the two goofiest teams of Valiant, trying to beat each other up in the most goofy way possible. Like they're all in this sort of museum, but all the stuff in the museum are forgeries. So there's this like nice panel where Quantum and Armstrong are fighting each other, and one of them's wielding a mace, one of them's wielding a sword, and because they're all replicas, they're all breaking. So they're just they're picking up whatever weapon they can, but it's like they're trying to fight each other with styrofoam swords. So everything breaks, and it's just a comical thing of them trying to fight each other, but it's not real or something. I don't know. It was a funny fight, and takes place all in Delinquents #2. So that's one of the fanboy things where you're like, oh yeah, they're finally fighting each other. But sooner or later they have to team up, and that's what happens at the end. They get past their differences, and they become
basically the plot of Batman, Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Yep. Basically,
someone got a hold of the script.
Yeah, they're gonna fight each other and then team up for the Justice League. So
I know.
Great.
But Delinquents beat them to it.
Yeah.
So,
you'll find that at your local or your next Humble Bundle.
Yeah.
Yep. This issue is of Delinquents #2 is like the Batman Superman fight, but if they were both drunk and dumb, that kind of fight. So,
I totally want to see that fight.
That's what we pay money for. To see drunk people fight.
You can't get Mayweather and Pacquiao. We can get this one. We can get this drunk fight.
This is the event of the year. But those are my picks of the.
All right. Okay. All right.
Good one.
I guess I'll go next.
Go ahead, man.
All right. So this month was a very good month for books. An honorable mention. I just want to talk about briefly. And the trade is coming out pretty soon, and everyone should go check it out.
Is it a Marvel book? There you go.
Yeah, it's Miss Marvel #8.
Oh, yeah.
The introduction of Lockjaw, and basically Lockjaw is teaming up with Camilla Khan, and they're kind of investigating more about the inventor. And we get Alphana back, and he just, I love his art, and he just continues just to like hit it out of the park. The team with Lockjaw and Camilla are just it's cute, guys. It's cute. And I like it. It's very fun. It's just one of those comics where you're just always excited to read this every month because it's just a great book, and Camilla Khan's such a great character.
Yeah,
so,
I actually downloaded pretty much what would be the first trade.
Yeah.
The iPad, and I read the first 2 issues, and it impressed me, man.
I know.
I thought it was just hype, but it's actually really good. It's a very human story,
Yeah. You kind of can relate to her, in some way, in some different ways. So.
Yeah, my head is too big for my body. Smash walls with it. So.
All right.
That's an honorable mention.
Yeah, that's an honorable mention.
Whoa, those other books are
really mention. There's some good books. There's some good books. Some really surprising books. So we'll start with this beautiful cover, Phil Noto cover, Butterfly. This is by Asha Amel, and I think the story is by Arash Amel, and the comic Margaret Bennett kind of took that and made it into a story.
Tell me about that, because I think there was like 1 copy or something in the store.
There was 2,
2,
3, 4.
I do remember feeling the cover, man.
Dude, it's
very nice.
Archaea, man. Archaea is really, you are getting $3.99 comic right here. This is the best looking $3.99 comic, out there, right? Like just the quality of it.
Yeah, indie publishers they put some love in their printing.
They put love in.
It's very nice.
So this book is basically about this agent who her main she works for the project. We don't really know her name. They really they nickname her Butterfly because she's a master of disguises. And so she was going through a mission, and a mission went totally wrong, and she has these 3 numbers she has to call to help her out, but the first 2 didn't work, and the third one is the one that she's never used, and using that third number, she gets like coordinates to this certain place, and then that is what leads to something that comes back from her past, and it deals with her family. And the story is it's solid. The art is, it's very simple. 6 panels basically per page, and it's really something different. I wasn't really expecting a lot, but I was really I don't know. I was really entrenched with the story. I really I don't know. I really want to know more about this character.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, this is a four issue miniseries. So we're it shouldn't be too it's not going to drag out too much. So we should be getting some stuff. Like I kind of compared this to kind of like Bourne Identity. Like this
Mhm.
could be like Jason Bourne, where he's kind of like confused, and when she finds that moment that links it to her past, it kind of just kind of goes haywire from there, and that's how I felt about the book towards the end. So Butterfly, I would, if you see it at your shop, flip through it, read basically the first couple pages, see if you enjoy it. So Butterfly by
Oh, man.
Archaea.
You better better get it early at the shop.
Oh, yeah,
right
yeah,
when it
yeah.
opens. There's always going to be like 1 or 2 issues of it.
There's a disclaimer. You might not find this book, so
Yeah.
you might have to go online and read the preview. You're probably not going to find the book. So yeah, that's number 5. Number 4, one pretty surprising Futures End one shot. That kind of ties into.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I made a video crapping all over the Futures End. I
Yeah.
actually found one that I'm really surprised, really blew me away, and it was because of the art. The art of Futures End Superman, the one shot. It's
Is that
written
the
by.
3D one?
Yep, it's the 3D one.
It's a 3D. Wow. What the heck? What's happening?
Yeah.
Oh wait, there you go.
Yeah.
Still can't tell, but
He's masked Superman, and then he becomes Superman. Woo. All right, so
cool.
so the writer is Dan Jurgens, but the real stars of this book was the art. Lee Weeks and Dave McCagg on the colors. It's really something that I haven't seen in a Superman book in quite some time. Just the heaviness, the dark. The colors, it was just great by them too, and this is because Aaron Cooter and Tony S. Daniel, they're very there's a lot of bright colors. It's very it's very superhero-y, but this one is kind of very much dark and heavy, and I really enjoyed it. The story was good. We find out that. If you guys haven't read Futures End and don't want to be spoiled, sorry. Spoiler alert. The masked Superman is Billy Batson, Shazam, and you kind of find out why he chose to be Superman or why he carried on the mantle. And it really has a good message behind it. Superman basically saved his life from Black Adam, and he kind of wanted to carry it on for him. And it definitely ties into Action Comics I read a couple weeks ago, where Superman is in like Ethiopia or whatever, just trying to find himself. He's kind of like a broken man. So I really like this Billy Batson Superman character. It always got I don't know. I was thinking about how if someone else took the mantle of Superman, in like the New 52, of how Billy Batson would be a great character. And I don't know, I really enjoyed the art, and the story was, pretty self-contained. I didn't really need to know much. Shazam faced off against an old foe, and so really enjoyed it. Lee Weeks and Dave McCagg, really the stars of this book. That really just, really hit it out the park. So there's number 4. Number 3, we already talked about it. Gwen Stacy. Go pick it up. Go pick up Gwen Stacy, guys.
You know, there's actually, the band, like the Mary Jane and the whatever her band is.
The
There's
Mary
actually,
Janes, yeah. There's
yeah,
a
the
song,
Mary
right?
Janes, yeah. There's actually, yeah, there's an actual song, like an actual band made a song out of the song that they're singing in the issue. Check it out, it's pretty good. So it kind of adds that extra dimension if you think
Yeah.
of it as it's the Mary Janes performing that song when you read that. I forget who the band is that
Yeah, I forgot that too, but
performs.
I heard it. It was
Yeah,
pretty
it's
good.
really good, really good. Adds that extra dimension. Check it out, the Mary Janes.
Yeah, go look on YouTube.
Only
You'll
on
find
YouTube.
it.
Yeah. So.
All right, number 2, and this is the end of year 2 of Injustice, and it went out with a bang.
Oh man.
I am telling you,
Look at you.
this
It like punched
Year
you in
two.
the face.
literally like punched me in the gut. Just oh my gosh,
It took you down a back alley.
It took
Well done.
Yeah, it just it. I don't know, man. Like these Injustice has been such a great book, especially year 2. I jumped on year 2 without knowing anything that's going on in Injustice, and I feel for these characters just how I feel if I've read. I have gone back and read the old Injustice comics or the Volume 1, but this ends the war. It was Superman and the Sinestro Corps versus the Green Lanterns. It deals a lot with Black Canary and what she's going through. Just a lot of characters. Tom Taylor just does a great job of just, he has all these characters he has to work with, but he gives them a part and he really sells it. And there's not that there's not that character overload where you're just like, oh, we got to follow all these stories. Everything kind of just weaves together in these final 2 issues. And this series has just been amazing. I can't wait for year 3. What happens in issue 12 is just crazy. And yeah, I can't talk about it because I really want people to go pick up this trade. It's basically this is basically one of DC's best books, and they're not even talking about it. I mean, I put that along with Wonder Woman. This and Wonder Woman, 2 best books right now. So
I think what's happening is like, when there's a video game out, like Justice video game, and then there's a movie that comes out, we automatically think, oh, it's not going to be that good because video game movies have this kind of this stereotype, if you will, that they're not going to be that good because we've seen so many, And I think it kind of does that with the comics too. I don't think anyone's trying Injustice because they're thinking, oh, it's a video game movie. I'm not even playing that thing. Yeah, it's probably not going to be as good. But I'm hearing good things about it though for people who've tried it, and I want to read it too.
Yeah, it's really. Like Tom Taylor just lets loose with all the characters. Every character is basically, they could die. You see some characters in here that are just like, okay, he's gone now. What the? And like
Superman's dead.
I mean, really, like it's really like every character is, any character can die in this book. It's really. I've been enjoying a lot of video game books lately, like in Injustice, obviously, and Infinite Crisis, the Multiversity that Dan Abbott's doing. Through 3 issues, that's been pretty solid. So, yeah, and I was one of those people that saw Injustice #1 and was just like, oh, this probably going to be a video game. I was that guy. And then now
I was that guy too.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm just kicking myself, but I'm just enjoying the ride, and I can't wait. This book comes out twice a month, and I'm so glad it comes out twice a month. Like
I mean, apparently it's doing well because it's like on year 3, so. People are checking it out. So.
Yeah, there's so many questions left unanswered after this year 2. Like year 3 is going to be great. So.
Yeah, I really hope that people start taking notice of this title. It's one of the things about DC is that it kind of oversaturates on stuff. Like the idea of the evil Superman. Well, that's being explored in Earth 2 right now.
Yeah.
And then you have Future's End. That's a weekly thing dealing with kind of that that almost pre-apocalyptic world or something, or the world gone haywire, upside down. And that being a weekly thing, I think people have taken to the idea of like, oh well, this idea has already been explored. It's not much that you can do, but I guess Tom Taylor, still finds ways finds different avenues for a story to be told.
Yeah.
And apparently in an interesting way if you're really excited about it.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully the word gets out more than it's more than just just a video game. This title has evolved past that. I don't even think, like, when you think of Injustice, do you automatically think of the video game anymore?
No, not anymore. It's been a while since that video game's come out. It's been like a year or two.
You think of it as the comic now, and the video game is kind of a second thought.
Yeah.
So hopefully it gains more popularity.
Yeah. Plus it's a digital book. Like, it's a digital first. It comes year 3 already is out for digital comic, or for Comixology. It's already out. So there's a lot of good digital books out there.
All right.
So yeah. All right, number 1, and this was, I read this early in September, and this was the front runner from the beginning, and it has to be Southern Bastards.
Vampirella.
Vampirella.
Southern Bastards. That's good.
Southern Bastards number 4.
Yeah.
The emotion that comes through this book is just, it's gut-wrenching, but it also gets you excited for the next arc.
Dude, you can't spoil it, man.
I can't.
The ending is like so awesome that
I can't spoil it.
Show us the last page, man. Show us the last page.
Oh man, dude, I'm gonna show you this, and
it's probably
I've never read it before. I've never read it.
Well, here's like a whole bunch of panels, and which Jason Latour just did a great job. I was on Comic Book Roundtable, and we were kind of talking about this and how each panel kind of gives you a hint to, Earl Tubbs' life and what's going on right now and what's going on in the past, and it just gives you clues on what's going on. And
when I read that scene, like that kind of montage thing, at first I was like, oh, this guy's like seeing a flash before his eyes, and he's getting beat up. But if you look closely, he's actually like getting the upper hand in that fight.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. It was a subtle thing that you may think he's actually losing that fight, but he's actually in pretty good standing. I thought that was a really well done double page montage. That was pretty cool.
It was like really creative, and just, I mean, this book ended in a great way. Like, I don't know, words can't describe how good this book is. Like, 4 issues of really solid, like the first 3 issues were just the build up to this great issue, and the trade is out. If you find it, just
dude, it could like
it. Just
hoard the trade, just hoard it.
I like how he ended the story, and then there's like an epilogue.
Yeah,
he could have. Like, if it were any other book, if he ended it like right on the last page before that, I would still be happy about it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that was an awesome story, even though it turned out, the other way.
It ties in all those messages.
Yeah.
All those messages from issue 1 to now, and it's just, I can't wait for it, man. I just go get the trade and just. This book kind of got me on Jason Aaron as a writer. I missed the boat on Thor. Now I'm back on Thor. Picked up Men of Wrath.
Men of Wrath, yeah.
Men of Wrath, yeah. But yeah, this book just, I mean, I should have been on the Jason Aaron train a while ago, but I'm just glad I'm on. I found a little corner in the bandwagon, just sitting down.
I think he like excels in his creator-owned stuff, man. Like,
yeah.
It's like on another level. Like his superhero stuff, like when what was it, the X-Men book with the Nightcrawler. I mean, I couldn't get into
Amazing X-Men.
Yeah, Amazing X-Men.
Yeah.
Like some of his superhero stuff for me, it's like besides Thor, like is like hit or miss sometimes for me. But when he lets go and he does like really dark stories,
Oh yeah.
I think he just like has fun with that.
Yeah. Like
Just goes all out.
Like Men of Wrath and this book, they really mean a lot to him because it's kind of his background. This is him living it. He's kind of through his life he's kind of gone through these kind of things and kind of seen a lot of things. Yeah, because like in Men of Wrath, I mean it's a really good first issue, and in the back I read, he had a little letter and he was like, this is like, this is
It's an autobiography.
Yeah, it's basically part of my life, Like I've kind of lived through this, so it's like, wow,
You
it's
just
like
basically changed the last names of the characters.
I know, right?
Into Wrath. And that's it.
Yeah, it's kind of like what Rick Remender's doing, right? Like with Deadly Class, he's been kind of like putting his own, his own.
There's
what
like
he went through
a personal tone,
Yeah.
I think, to his book that he's writing. So
Yeah, so go pick up Southern Bastards.
it's good, man.
Just go pick it up. All right, man. That's all for me.
Good books. All right, my turn.
Finish it up.
Let's see. We already talked about Multiversity. That was one of my top picks. Not in any order. Let's see. Sex.
Is that bad?
Sex.
Was that bad?
What was that? Sex
know.
number 16. This was, imagine a world where the Batman, because this is pretty much a Batman story without Batman being in it. The hero in here was called the Armored Saint. But imagine Batman made a promise to like a partner, like a Lucius Fox type of person, but in here it's a lady, to never be Batman again, and the guy actually does it. So he retires as Batman. And if you know Bruce Wayne, like the real Bruce Wayne, not the playboy he pretends to be, like actually the damaged Bruce Wayne trying to fit into society, this is like the story, It's like he can't act normal around people, he can't have relationships because he's so used to being Batman,
Mm-hmm.
So this is like it's a really good book. I mean, it's called Sex because Joe Casey likes to put like some of these shocking scenes in it, but it's really not the point.
Yeah.
It's really like just the characters. It's a really slow burn, and there's not really that much action in it. It's really just what are the characters feeling, and
Yeah.
just how they're coping without the superhero. Like the villains are like still like doing crime and stuff pretty violently, but I don't know. It's just a really deep. I think it's a really smartly written book that I don't think really people are talking about. I think it's because like the title like puts them off too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it's actually really good.
I would see that book behind the counter.
That's right. Dude, some of the covers are like, whoa, I don't know if I should be reading this in public, people might look at me weird. I think this was actually one of my favorite covers because all it is just, the two people standing.
And sex.
with sex right in the middle. But it's been very good. I look forward, it's one of the first books that I always read because it's just so engrossing,
Who's the writer on
It's Joe Casey. He's
okay.
he's writing Captain Victory and Galactic Rangers, which is really good too. I like his writing, man. I think he's one of these underrated guys. I mean, he's well known in the comic book industry, I think,
He's one
not
of the dudes.
he's not being spotlighted like Snyder or Jason Aaron or something like that.
Yeah.
But he does quality work, and Peter Kowalski is the artist
Okay.
Too. So, I mean, it's a rough book. You gotta have kind of a strong stomach sometimes to read this, but it's very good. If Batman retired, this would be the story.
Like insects. If you want to get that,
Yeah.
get sex.
I know. I mean, with the letters like this, you can't say sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to say it. You have to say it in a Batman voice.
Yes. Yeah. My next pick is Elektra, number 6, and I picked this because I'm kind of sad that it's being canceled.
Shame.
It is, man, because it's really well written, and throughout the whole series, the art has been like spectacular. And Elektra is a great character in my opinion. I don't know why no one gravitated toward this book, while
It's
other
because
books
it's
like Miss Marvel got popular.
it's like the 5 titles of Avengers and all those X-Men books are just like overshadowing.
Yeah, I know.
These kind of C-list. I mean, okay, would you put Elektra as like a C-list character?
I would, yeah.
Yeah,
I would
it's kind of like,
consider this in a way.
it's, I don't know how Iron Fist is doing and Masters of Kung Fu. I don't know how. It's like
I have no idea.
Like,
Yeah,
also nobody knew that Iron Patriot got
Oh, yeah,
canceled.
Iron Patriot
It was like,
too.
see, like nobody remembered it.
Yeah.
But
it's one of those
It's
books
out
that's
there,
just just a casualty of so many damn Avenger books.
yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, basically the story in this, I mean, not many people are reading it, but to sum it up, is that like Elektra's looking for, like, she's hired to look for this assassin, but there's another assassin looking for the same target, and basically the rival is named Bloody Lips, is the villain's name, and he's a cannibal, and when he eats body parts, he basically absorbs like the thoughts and essence of people and everything. But it's really interesting. This was very well written. I'm a fan of Hayden Blackman's work from Batwoman, and it's sad that his work is getting canceled here.
He's 2
And,
for 2, man. What the heck?
I know, man. He's 2 for 2.
Jeez.
But it's like the female books in Marvel today are doing really well, and I'm kind of surprised that this one is getting canceled because I think it was really good too.
Yeah, like there could have been some potential maybe to team her up with Punisher, team her up with Black Widow, something like that.
Yeah.
That would, I don't know.
Yeah, the sales just went there, and
Yeah, like is she in like what city? Is she kind of like traveling the world, or is she just in a city? Or?
Because she's like basically this is the only arc that's gonna happen. It seems she basically is doing just one mission, and she was on what they call Monster Island, which is like an island that still has dinosaurs and stuff like that.
Oh snap! Okay.
Yeah. So
that's interesting right there.
It was a really fun read.
Elektra versus a Triceratops.
I know, yeah, but it's really good. So, I mean, if you're out there wanting to check it out, I mean, even just grab the single issues, because I'm sure they're going to be in the bins.
Yeah, the bins.
The bins. So, that was good stuff. I had these side by side, these next picks side by side, and they are Solar, Man of the Atom, and Magnus, Robot Fighter.
Welcome to the dynamite portion of the comic
This is
podcast.
this is the portion where I bring the dynamite in. But man,
Boom goes the dynamite.
These titles have been so fun. I'm so glad I tried these titles out. I mean, it's basically like really good superhero writing, but without the baggage of like continuity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And crossover events.
Yeah, and crossover events.
Yeah.
It's just straight up one story. You follow this hero, and you just have fun with it, basically. And I mean, with Dynamite books, I mean, the art isn't the best, but they get the story across pretty well, but the writing is pretty good in here. And Magnus, I mean, I've mentioned it in previous podcasts, but basically the guy wakes up from what he thought was the real world, into what really is the real world, which is like a world taken over by robots. And he finds who he thought it was his wife, right? In like the Matrix, but in the real world, this girl that he was in love with is married to another guy, and her husband. Yeah, it's heartbreaking, man, because he believed he was married to this girl, and just when you think she loves him back, she's married to another guy. But this is how awesome Magnus is. Like, her husband gets kidnapped by these robots, and Magnus is out there trying to find the guy. That's how awesome Magnus is. You know, he loves the girl so much he's gonna like find her husband. So, but it's fun. It's just like you just beat up robots, you know, and I don't know. It's just good sci-fi. It's just good, solid, fun sci-fi. You know?
Yeah.
I wish people talked about it more, you know. But
don't worry, man. There'll always be a spot on this show for Dynamite and Valiant.
As long as I'm alive, Dynamite. But Solar is one of those books too that's really awesome. It's about, I forgot the girl's name. I think it's Erica. That she pretty much inherits her father's powers, the Solar powers. And she's trying to learn them, you know. She's trying to do her best against these aliens and stuff. So she gets kind of beat up sometimes, but she tries to guess like certain equations to do her powers and stuff. So it's just really fun. It's just her trying to learn how to be a hero.
That's cool.
And she's like the total opposite of a hero. She she wants nothing to do with being a hero, but she has no choice. She's
Those
stuck
are the
on
best
it.
kinds, man. That's the best stories. When you don't want to be a hero. But
Exactly. But it's just been really fun. I mean, these I guess these relaunches of these two characters have really like turned me on to checking out the old Valiant stuff, which is like my mission to find like the back issues. Because I mean, I told my brother earlier tonight, I don't think they're gonna get like reprinted in trade form since they switched publishers. I mean, I don't know how that all works.
Okay.
So I might have to collect the issues. That might be my only way of, you know, reading that stuff. So
that's a 50-cent bin hunt.
Yeah, exactly. Whole
in
run
the
of 50
bins.
cents.
It's gonna be in the bins.
Exactly. It's a really fun stuff that people should check out. And my last book, man, this blew me away. It's East of West. 15.
West. What's West?
East of West.
East of West.
Dude, this has been really good. I mean, Hickman is like, he's a really heady writer, but I think in this part of the story, it's really picking up and it's getting exciting. I don't know if well, Steven, I know you've kind of jumped on this a little bit, but
yeah, I'm on volume 2. Volume 3 comes out next week, I think. So
oh, cool.
I will definitely be checking that out because I'm a big fan of that book too. It's really good.
Yeah, it feels like it's been out forever, you know, but it's only on issue 15.
I know, right? Yeah.
But basically, in this part of the story, the Death, one of the horsemen, has a son, and the other horsemen of the apocalypse are trying to find Death's son, you know, to kill him. But Death's son retaliates, and that's what happens in this book, and it's pretty hardcore and awesome.
Dude, I heard like I saw it on Twitter, like some guy or some person did tweet a picture of one of the Death's son naming his companion.
Oh, the balloon, yeah.
Balloon.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
And I mean, as I think cool as those 3 horseman children that killed everybody, you know.
Yeah.
The way like Death kind of takes one of them out is pretty cool.
Oh, sweet.
I was always like, man, I really don't like those kids.
Yeah, I
hope
know,
something
right?
happens to
Yeah,
them, you
so
know?
I'm kind of glad now that you know, they
Yeah.
finally meet and they you know.
So Death's Son like shows one of the kids what he can do basically, and it's pretty good.
Nice.
But,
All right.
man, I almost dropped this. You know, there was a part of like the story where it was like, I don't see where it's going, but I think it's starting to make sense now.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I stuck with it, and it's been really good. So East of West, that's my last pick.
All right.
Check them out.
All right. So we got some comments here.
Oh no.
Oh!
Okay. Sean Mitchell, thanks for watching.
Hey Sean,
Hey,
remember we hung out?
All right. He says Injustice is such a great book. It's amazing that a comic book based on the video game is so strongly written. I didn't think it would be good when it came out, but it's awesome. Truly one of DC's best titles. And year 3 is going to be sweet. So, totally agree.
Dude, I'm excited about reading that, seriously, because it seems like the DC books that are outside of New 52 are where it's at. You know what I mean?
It's where it's at right now. Yeah.
Which is so strange, you know. But besides like Batman and Wonder Woman, you know,
I mean,
the obvious ones that
the
everyone
obvious
reads,
ones.
you know?
Yeah. I mean,
it
really,
seems like it's the ones that are outside of the New 52 kind of outnumber in terms of quality what's in the
I know, right? Yeah.
New 52.
It's just kind of like, I don't know, like I see people drop in Justice League, and that's like the flag. Okay, Batman would be kind of the flagship title, but Justice League is kind of the one that, you know, it's the straw that stirs the drink.
And no one seems to be
no one's sipping the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
So everyone's
People have like
getting...
it seems like people have like learned their lesson, you know, especially with
these, we're smart people now, man.
with these like 3D covers. Like when we went to our shop, like no one was like talking about the 3D covers. They were still on the wall, and like last year, they were like eating that up.
No, man, dude, there were these people. You know the two people who were at the shop, the main dudes, the one who come out with the gigantor stacks. They have like they were hunting for those monster variants. Like it was like like treasure. Like they were like, "Do you have the monster variant of this?" I'm like, "Oh." Yeah. But I mean
there are real collectors out there that. That's cool. I mean, but it's just
not hating on them. It's just like, you know, DC's putting out all these gimmicks. Some work and some don't. You know, next September, what are we gonna get? Like, really, what else could we
DC pop-up books?
DC pop-up books.
This is where
that's actually a pretty cool idea.
Oh my gosh.
DC scratch and sniff books.
Oh, yeah, that's why they're testing with Harley Quinn.
They're already doing
popular.
that.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's rub and sniff or rub and smell.
That's.
Or like every page is 3D, you know, instead of just a cover. Like it comes with glasses.
Like I listened to this Comic Vine podcast, and they were doing this panel at this Comic-Con, and they had Jimmy Palmiotti and Brian Buccellato and stuff, and they said like they really did not. The editors basically told them just write a story 5 years later. It doesn't have to tie in with Futures End or whatever. It's just write a story. They basically gave him like the bare minimum to make a story. Like they didn't give him any details like, hey, you can't do this because this is happening in that book. It's just like, hey, just write a story 5 years from now. And that's Jim Palmiotti was like, okay, fine, whatever. Doesn't have to tie in with anything.
And that was the event. Huh?
Yeah, because like the main books, like the writers like Dan Jurgens and you know, other creators that are on the Futures End book, they made it to where it actually fits. But you know, most of these books really just nothing. So
I have a question to pose for you guys. Like I don't know. I've been reading online stuff, and you know how Booster Gold, Future End, kind of gave his hint that the universe is kind of splintering apart, the New 52 universe. And in that book, you saw actual like shards of time from like pre New 52.
From Doom.
Yeah, from all those things, all those events that happened before the New 52. Do you think we're going to be heading into a crisis in DC?
Yeah,
I know they've revealed the Monitor, the Anti-Monitor.
Yeah,
inevitable, I think.
it's inevitable.
We're heading into another reboot one day.
I think it is like a something anniversary next year of Crisis on Infinite Earths, and they put, I don't know. I'm trying not to rant on Dooms because I don't want to, whatever. But just having that, I don't know, that ending of Dooms is just kind of like.
Oh, it let you down?
Really?
I thought you were liking it.
It let me down. It basically ties into what's gonna happen in like with the Brainiac being in the, I guess there's the shards of the New 52. I guess he's in the bleed. I don't know, something with it's gonna tie into this Infinite Crisis thing that DC's gonna be planning to do. And that was completely what I really didn't want from the Superman book. I'm like, just kind of tell its own story, but it kind of is, it gave you that ending where it's, hey, I guess we're going to tie it into next year's event, I guess. It's just a wrinkle, a little small wrinkle that I really didn't need. And yeah, I don't want to get on the Doom thing. I want to read it over again to kind of just, gather my thoughts, but right now it was very, very, it was underwhelming. Like it was just meh. Super meh. It was like super meh. Superman. That event was super meh. That's what it was. So,
but do you see? I think DC's heading there at. Pretty soon.
Totally.
We're heading to a new reboot, especially now that they've kind of set the bar for Future's End. What are we going to do with comics once we hit 5 years from now? Are we going to catch up to what the Future's End storyline is at? I don't think so. I think by then
that's what makes me think that they have to reboot, because if you continue
do you think they're going to do like a full reboot, or just kind of like a soft reboot like Marvel?
I don't know.
I think they're showing the hints of it, especially like what I saw from the panel of the Booster Gold Future's End.
Oh yeah, once you put Booster Gold in, basically all bets are off.
I know, but like I think I didn't read the issue, but from what it looks like, the universe that makes up the New 52 is starting to splinter, and stuff from the pre-New 52 and like post-Crisis is starting to pop its head up again. So I don't know if we're heading into like a full Crisis or a full DC breakdown where we have to revamp everything to #1.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be one of those things where it's just like there's going to be a big crisis and someone's going to save the universe at the end and everything's back to normal. It's just one of those things where it's just like someone's going to stop the Anti-Monitor and that's about it. It's not really going to change much. It would really kind of suck if they did a full-blown reboot, because that would kind of just...
It would make it pointless.
It would make it pointless. Like, all the stuff that...
2 or 3 years,
And I came into the New 52. Like, this is how I started comics, and you're basically telling me, oh, whatever you just read, don't worry about it. We got you covered for next time.
No, they're gonna pull it like the X-Men Days of Future Past. They're just gonna totally wipe out that timeline, and just like, okay, after this event, just think that the New 52 never existed, and so all your comic books are now worthless. Or, I don't know.
So all this Batgirl hype, it's all gonna be gone, guys.
Yeah.
All this Gotham Academy, gone. Everything gone.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah, just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it, Liz.
That's what I'm really seriously not thinking about picking up that DC event. I don't
Just
know.
enjoy it and read Dynamite.
Yeah. There's always other universes to explore. Valiant.
I mean, there's other publishers.
You can read Sex.
Sex.
You can read Sex.
Yeah, man.
All right.
or East of West.
East of
East
West.
of West, man.
East of West.
That's a really good book.
That's a good book. All right. All right. We got some more comments here. Sean Mitchell again. In stock trades is having a thank you sale. Southern Bastards Volume 1 is priced at $4.99. He's definitely getting it. So go. Yeah. It's actually I was almost gonna buy it, but I think I'm gonna.
Like in print form or digital?
Yeah. The first 4 issues. Yeah. Just look on in stock trades and it'll have. The first banner you'll see is a thank you sale, and then they have Nail Biter for $5. They got
Finger Foods.
They got Southern Bastards for. They have a lot of stuff. It's like a thank you sale for because they moved or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of sales.
Yeah.
There's also that Valiant Humble Bundle. I don't know how long.
No, it's over, man. They switched it to.
It's a new one. It's
an Oni Press.
Oni Press.
I took advantage of. There's some
good stuff there.
Any good titles in that Humble Bundle?
The Bunker. That was one of them.
All of them are pretty good. There was Letter 44.
Letter 44
was on there.
Yeah,
which was pretty cool.
Did they have the Woods on there? Wait, is Woods? No,
Woods is Boom.
Okay, never mind.
Do they have Six Gun?
I think the first trade of Six Gun was on there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was really good. Like, just stuff was on there. Is really good. Some of it I already had, but even for like $15, it's still worth the other stuff they had. So.
Yeah,
that was cool. I'm still working through all that Valiant stuff I got from Humble Bundle.
I know.
That was a good deal.
I'm making a Valiant fan out of.
Oh yeah.
All right, Dynamite,
Dude, man.
your turn. I want Solar Man.
I want a Humble Bundle of Dynamite.
Dude, Exo Manowar surprised me. Steve, you should read Exo Manowar. Like, the trades are only like 4 issues, and they don't really like finish the arc for some reason. But
oh really?
They just stop at 4 issues for each trade. But
it's like $9.99. It was the first trade.
I don't know. I think the first trade might be $9.99.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out. See if Superhero Hive has it.
But Exo Manowar is pretty cool. I like it, man. So,
who's the writer on that? Is it
Robert Venditti?
Ooh,
yeah.
Oh, Venditti. Okay.
And he's been with it for ever since Valiant relaunched. That's the cool thing about Valiant is that the writers of each title they've stuck with it since the issue 1 or the issue 0s as well.
Yeah.
Consistent. So like the vision is there,
Yeah.
I think
it's a really.
Oh wait, go ahead.
Oh, like the cool thing about Valiant is that it really has a unique universe. Marvel and DC have their own universe. Valiant has their own unique universe as well, and they found a way that when each character shows up in different titles, they make it exciting because some of these characters this is their first time meeting. And so those are always like really cool reads. Like Delinquents, I don't think you'll ever see Quantum and Woody and Archer and Armstrong in the same book ever again. But when you have like DC, you have Batman, Superman. They're pretty much like best buds. They go out for coffee.
Oh yeah,
every day.
How Greg Pak introduced both of them.
Yeah.
It was like he was just Bruce was basically sitting on like a park bench, and he saw Clark or whatever, and they just interacted. I guess after that.
Yeah, and
very underwhelming stuff, but.
There's this issue of Dr. Spectre and Dynamite that I'm really interested in. I want to read where, in one issue you have all my brother's favorite characters, Solar, Magnus, and then Turok, all kind of thrown into
like the gold. For some reason, like the Gold Key characters have this.
They're the Avengers.
One crossover in one issue.
Oh, really? That's cool.
So. I don't know. I haven't checked out Dr. Spectre yet, but I think the run is finished. It's like 4 issues.
Yeah, it's only 4 issues.
So
okay.
It's probably going to be easy to find.
In the bins. Or life.
Dude, Magnus.
All right, we have some more comments.
Magnus.
Nelius Prime.
Hey, what's up,
comments.
man?
Hey, what's up, Neil? How you doing, man?
Get in here, man. Get in.
What's
here.
up, Neil?
There's some room in here.
Sorry.
What's
Get
up,
Get in here, Neil. Get over here.
dude? Look how big my head is right now. My head is huge.
Oh.
There's the Miss Marvel review right there.
It is. Yeah, look, I'm exercising my Miss Marvel powers right now.
In big,
Yeah.
big head. In big head.
And we just lost all our viewers.
Yeah, what did Neil say?
Okay, Neil said, sorry I can't be on the show tonight. Class is running late. It's okay, dude. Cool.
It's all right,
Did,
man.
did
You
you write
understand.
that while he was
You
in
know-
class?
We hear like the teacher in the background or something. Like,
Yeah.
we're learning here. Neil also comments, as much as I like and enjoy reading most of the Avengers comics that are out now, I am bummed that Elektra and Iron Patriot are getting canceled. Also bummed that New Warriors are getting canceled in December. So
That's true. Yeah.
it's
Dude, you know what? I know, man. There's like good books getting canceled. There was like one Avengers book that I heard was really good, but I didn't check out, and it was I think it was Avengers Undercover. Like I hear people talking about how good that is.
Dude, Marvel, I think, how many books is Marvel putting out right now? Because when when we're at
52.
Superhero Hive, it almost feels like, because like it's slowly taken over DC's space. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, what the? Because that doesn't even count some of the books that are like, because Superhero Hive has different areas where you get your book, like where you find books. Like they have like the counter books, and then they have books right next to the dollar bins that are just other titles and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I mean, Marvel is overrunning, and that may be hurting. That may be hurting the lesser books like Elektra and New Warriors, because you have events like Edge of Spider-Verse that are just creating new miniseries, and you have Original Sins creating new miniseries. It's just
I
like,
think, like even like the back-to-back events. I mean, they're taking off the spotlight from like the fringe books.
yeah.
Everyone's so focused on like the big thing, and everyone wants to read it because they want to talk about it with their friends and stuff like that. But it doesn't give like the quiet books, like a chance, which they're still good.
Yeah. Give Hayden Blackman a chance. Just without.
He's like, I can't get
I can't get a break here.
Yeah,
gotta be
it
kidding.
seems like the only way for a Marvel book to survive is to be in at least one crossover. Like Elektra and Iron Patriot and Iron Fist. They were their own books, but because they didn't get the press of being in crossovers or being in major events like Original Sin or Spider-Verse or just even little mini events like X-Men Battle of the Atom and all that. Just because they don't have that spotlight, I think that's what it causes them to fall in sales. Yeah, so I think in order to be a really successful book in Marvel, you could have like really awesome characters, but you need to have some press, and crossovers are like the only way to do that.
Yeah, that's why Miss Marvel is so popular right now, because of the press that character had, and be it like some of it was negative, but most of what I've read is like really positive stuff of how people are really embracing the character.
Mm-hmm.
And like I kind of wish that Thunderbolts would kind of keep going. If if Elektra's gonna get canceled and these other books, I hope that team books like Thunderbolts can keep it going, but that's ending soon too.
You know what book I'm also hearing got canceled? The Fantastic Four. With the James Robinson.
There's something with like Bleeding Cool was like every so now and then they have a truth, but some of it may be flat out rumors and lies or whatever. But well, I mean, Marvel and Fox really don't have a good relationship movie-wise,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I heard they're kind of stopping the Fantastic Four because they're not, they're they can't make a movie with it.
Yeah,
That's why.
it's just
That's why they're pushing the Inhumans so much because, they kind of want to make a movie out of it. So.
I know it's just they're taking can you imagine a Marvel universe without one of its founding members?
Yeah, the first family.
Yeah, it's the first. They call them the first family for a reason, and now we're going to be in a Marvel, going to be in a time where the Fantastic Four aren't being published and all that. I don't think I think that's going to be like the first ever that we'll never have. There'll be a period of time.
It's really the movies now. Like the comic book movies are, they're dictating what should be made, what shouldn't be made, what gets pushed, what doesn't get pushed, and it's just like if you're not a character in a movie, you're not gonna get the spotlight that that is given to like the Avengers or for the Guardians of the Galaxy. They came out with another Guardians of the Galaxy book. You have Inhumans. They had Charles Soule in Inhumans. They have they're killing off Wolverine.
I know.
They're killing off Wolverine. So it's just like,
this is really a big like paradigm shift in Marvel. They're killing off Wolverine. They're getting rid of Fantastic Four. The big three superheroes: Captain America, Thor, and
I know they're all
Iron Man are all changing. Yeah, this is a big.
Well, I don't even know about Iron Man. I don't know about Iron Man.
Okay. Nobody cares about what.
Nobody cares about
Iron Man. He's that like out of all the changes, with Wolverine dying, Captain America, getting changed, and Thor getting changed. No one's talking about Iron Man like at all.
And that could be like the best book because Tom Taylor's on it.
Yeah,
he has no hype, and that's just like that's the way I like it.
It's another sleeper book.
I know, right? But yeah.
But it's it's all temporary, man. They do this. They do all this stuff to like boost sales a little bit to try to get people in. It's like a huge jumping on point for people if like all the characters are changed up. Like, oh, now I can jump in right now, But seasoned comic book people know that it's gonna go back eventually.
Yeah.
Wolverine's gonna come back. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just sales fell.
It's like as more movies come out, it's just you're gonna just start seeing more and more TV shows come out too. They're making a Shield comic. I mean, I like the creative team, Mark Waid and I forgot who the artist was, but Mark Waid's on the Shield book. I mean, I don't know, like. I don't know. As much as Marvel is creating more #1s and stuff has to go, and it's just like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, if you're giving New Warriors a chance, and then you have this Shield book coming up, if you got to choose between the two, it's an easy decision. They're gonna choose the Shield book, and they're just gonna kind of, take over that spot because I don't know. There can only be so many Marvel books out that can actually I don't know. It's a good time for comics. It's a good time. Yeah, it's a we'll see right now, but there's going to be a lot more.
The best of times. It was the worst of times.
Yeah, it's kind of something like that. All right, we got some more comments here too.
Wow, we got a lot today. Wow.
No, Scott's just spamming the heck out of the ding.
What was his name?
No, it's like I smoke Beanwad. What's up? Notice me. Shout me out. I'm watching y'all. Humble Bundle has online comics. Check those out. So check out I Smoke Beanwad. He has no videos, so just.
Yep.
Nelius Prime. He agrees with me about Superman Doomed. Yeah, I'm. Man,
what was about
from the beginning?
Okay.
I thought it was about it like caused you to.
Dude, there was just so much stuff happening in like those two annuals, the Action Comics annual and the Superman Wonder Woman annual. So much stuff, and then the Superman Doomed, this final issue. So much stuff. You thought like that Infinite Crisis crap that happened in the end with the whole shards and Brainiac being in there. That was just the tip of the iceberg, but the rest of the book was just confusing. There were so many things happening at one time. I I just fell off it. It was like it never it was still about Superman, but it's just I just couldn't focus on Superman. There was all these other things
It's like
happening. With, like,
convoluted.
yeah, it's very like
It's,
that is what character overload was. Like Injustice does a great job of, you know, not overloading us with characters, but in this story there's a lot. And you have different plot points that are just they just don't they work, but they're just kind of I don't care. Like I just want to see what Superman. It's yeah. I have to read it again, but as of right now, it's just
yeah.
I'm just glad it's over. Like we have another Aftermath issue. I don't just don't call it Aftermath. It's just gonna make me even more like just why just start the new arc already. Like I don't know. That's a whole rant for another video. Hopefully.
I know, man. You had your own video of like celebrating the end of
Dude,
Doom.
that's why I had to stop Project Doom because I started not liking it, and I did not want my Project Doom to become a bashing of this. So I just stopped. I was just like, you know what? I'm not enjoying this anymore. I'm just gonna. I don't want to get.
Is this the Jeff Johns one?
No, this is the Greg Pak Charles Soule combination that went a little too far, man. Like,
how about that Jeff Johns?
That
is that so good?
Far, yeah, so far it's solid. It really sticks to Metropolis, And I talked to RC about this today, of how they're moving Superman to more of space and exploring and stuff like that, and with
going to other planets.
Yeah, going to other planets and just facing Brainiac 5 times. I don't know, but with Johns, it's definitely Metropolis based. We have the villain, the Machinist, and we're slowly getting to know more about it. But I've really like thought about the cities of DC, and how Gotham has done so much like for Batman. You would think Metropolis would kind of be the same way. Like if there are two cities of DC, it's Gotham and Metropolis, and Metropolis is really starting to get phased out.
Atlantis.
The New 52. Oh yeah, and Atlantis too. Atlantis too.
I just threw that out there. I don't know.
I mean, like Metropolis is starting to be slowly phased out from the New 52, and a lot of these stories are just out. Like they're just I don't know that. I read some of John Byrne's Superman, and it really just hits home with Metropolis, and those are the stories I like. Within, Superman and Metropolis are, they're together, they're synonymous with each other, and
sounds like you have a lot of disappointment, Steve. It sounds like
it's
you
because
need to read Dynamite,
or you need to read East of West. Or sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, what books are you like looking forward to coming up, like towards the end of the year? Like if you could pick one, because I have one that I'm like really looking forward to, but I want to hear.
Really, one that I'm looking like. Does that any title?
Any title.
It would have to be.
Is it Witches?
No, it would have to be year 3. Like that's really what
Really?
The start of year 3. Yeah.
Did year 3 start already, or is it?
No, year 3 just started on digital, but the print doesn't come out till I think next in October. But I don't know when.
So that's your book, huh? Year 3.
It's.
What was it now? 2014, year 3.
I don't know. I saw some of the previews for December.
Nothing stood out to me. I don't think I'm adamant.
I don't know if I'm gonna get Bitch Planet.
I saw that.
I was just like, I don't know if I want this book.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's the book that you're looking forward to?
Bro, what's yours?
You probably know.
You're gonna blow us away.
Yeah. Give me a second. There's a lot.
There's a lot, man.
I think there's a Matt Fraction book coming up, Odyssey.
It's Odyssey. Oh yeah, Odyssey.
Yeah, and it's like a space guy traveling home from space. I think I'm really interested in reading that, and of course Spider-Verse. I want to see every Spider-Man and woman ever made. And so I think those are two books that are caught my interest.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I don't even.
Dude, the one that I'm looking forward to. Well, first of all, I'm looking forward to Kurt Busiek's Tooth and Claw.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
It sounds like I'm gonna be the only one reading that. Like,
I mean, it's Kurt Busiek though. Like,
dude, I love Kurt Busiek.
He has a following.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I looked at the art at that, and it's basically, I mean, animals. There's like no humans. It's like animals, as the characters, which is pretty cool. Like from different planets. And yeah, if you look up the preview, it's about like I think like a battle happened, and or something like that, and there's just wreckage everywhere. And
Of animals?
the main character is like he looks like he's the neck down human, but the head is a dog, and he's like devastated at what happened. It looks good. To me, it looks good. But that book and Django Zorro.
Oh, yeah.
From time.
Wait, that's a
I'm looking
crossover?
for that.
It's
It's a team up. It's a
Marvel
team up.
presents Django and Zorro.
No, man, it's Dynamite Vertigo. Is like
Dynamite Vertigo.
yeah, and it's supposed to be like the sequel of the actual movie because Tarantino is actually involved in the project.
Oh, that's cool. That would be awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. Man. That's
Dude, there's so many books out. Like, I even forgot that. I didn't pull this book. I don't have it on my pull. But Sabrina, the new the
Teenage Witch.
Yeah, Sabrina from it's
Archie?
spawning off. Archie. Spawning off Archie's coming out next week, and I didn't even know that. I was like, what the heck?
Is
When
it
is
going to
this?
be? I think I heard something about it. Is that going to be like Afterlife, where it's scary, or is it going to be happy?
Yeah, it's like it's in that same vein.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, like whatever. It's been a while since we have Afterlife with Archie book, but the last one kind of was an introduction to, Sabrina and stuff like that. So.
Dude, the last Afterlife with Archie was awesome.
Dude.
It was awesome. Dude.
But yeah, when are we gonna get an issue with that?
That was my
want
favorite
I want some
issue.
Francavilla art, please. It only takes so many. Yeah.
Dude, if you follow Francavilla on Twitter, he puts out a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
I saw his Superman.
He's constantly putting out work.
There's some stuff that I really want to get. Like, if I ever see him at a con.
Like even on Instagram, he's like every day he's posting like something like he's working on. And it's not even comic related. I think like he drew like the Wolfman or something.
Oh really?
Just for fun or something like that. And
It's like during his coffee break, he drew
it's like
Groot and Rocket or something.
dude, Frank, shouldn't you be working on your projects? But he's just like drawing for fun.
Oh, he got like an extra hand or something like that. I don't know.
He loves drawing. He loves he loves doing it. So.
He eats, sleep, and then draws while he's eating, while he's sleeping.
That's why he's one of the best, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy how many covers he puts out. Just he probably churns covers out like crazy. Like he can probably do a lot in a day.
I remember when AMC was doing a Breaking Bad marathon of season 2. Francavilla was like, he was watching the entire season 2 marathon of Breaking Bad that day, and he was like putting out covers of the theme
instead of like live tweeting. He was like live covers.
Yeah, live covers. So like at the end of the episode, this is my cover. I was like, golly, man, that's like you just put out like 20 covers in a day, and like and it takes who knows how long it takes Jim Lee to make something or
Oh, Jim Lee! Don't even get me started on Jim Lee. Jeez, I'm hoping Superman Unchained finishes pretty soon. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh no. That's another book. That's just.
Frank Quietly, like when are we gonna see number 5 of Jupiter's Legacy? Yeah, that's how long it's gonna take. Francavilla is just like, bam, 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 bam. It's done.
Yeah.
All right. We got some more comments. Neil chiming in. We got another reboot with DC. I don't think it can handle that. From what I've got from Future's End, it's that. Wait. From what I got from Future's End issues is that it's a maybe possible future, not a legit future 5 years from now. Yeah, it's like one of those things where I'm just like, it's probably not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Something's going to happen where it just erases the whole thing.
They give you that hope, and like, all right, so if you stick with us a
Yeah.
little bit longer, we'll reward you.
When you
Not.
give Terry McGinnis the helm, it's just like, really? Like you haven't. I don't know. It's been a while. Like, when did he get to the New 52? When did Terry McGinnis ever start? I guess.
I don't know. I
Uh,
remember when Batman Beyond wasn't part of the New 52, and then they just kind of threw him in there.
all right. We got some more. News Prime says another full-blown reboot by DC would be terrible with marketing. I started reading more DC comics because of the New 52. Yeah, like Charles Soule's Swamp Thing would just be completely gone.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, like the reboot would like alienate a lot of people, you know.
I know.
I mean, like
They just
the
kinda,
old school DC people will probably
like they'll
like
just like give up, like frick it, we'll go to
I know,
Image.
but like all the fans that they've accumulated because of New 52 would like kind of be angry.
Yeah, dude, I would totally be like, you just
They just
ruined me.
They just have to tell good stories, you know.
I know.
Don't gimmick
Oh,
it.
yeah. Like, that's why I don't really like these events, you know? Because they're not... It's kind of a low probability it's going to be a good story because of so many creators and their ideas, you know. It really takes like a real good group of writers to actually mesh all their ideas together to create something really good. And sometimes it could be hit or miss, but most of the time it's just... You know, it's just a money-grabbing thing, you know?
I don't like that they're canceling books and they're bringing them back. Like they're doing that with Deathstroke, you know.
Yeah. New Suicide Squad, they did that.
Yeah, they're doing that. You know, I'll only be happy if they bring back like Demon Knights or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Which
yeah.
I don't
Or yeah,
see
or
that
they give
happen. Yeah.
Agents of Shade. Shade is somewhere out there. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Dude, yeah, like DC should just copy Marvel, make Shade instead of Shield, you know.
Yeah. Perfect.
And you know, get the Creature Commandos. People will love it, you know. Just put a good writer on it.
Yeah. That's
do
why
miss-
I really want G.I. Zombie to do really well. Like, I want people to pick it up because it just, you know.
It's not. It's good, but it's not, man. No one's talking about it. It's been like
I'm
3
going
years.
to talk about it every video. I'm going to
Yeah,
say, like, hey,
we're
pick
the
up
only
G.I.
ones.
Zombie.
Man. We're the only ones talking about it, but it's been like 3 issues already, and not a word.
Did you read the Futures End issue? I haven't
Not
read it
yet.
yet. Okay,
Not
okay.
yet.
Just, okay.
You told me it was
Um,
good, and I trust you.
It's good. Good stuff. Neelix Prime also said they pushed back the Fox Fantastic Four movie so they can work on Deadpool. All right, so let's talk
Yeah, that's true.
Deadpool.
I heard
How do
about
you
this.
What's your feelings on Deadpool? And should it be a rated R movie? Should
Yes.
it be rated R?
Yes to everything. But this is a good example of when social media brings something back from the dead. Like,
It basically saved Ryan Reynolds' career.
yeah. I know this movie has been in the pipeline for a while, but my theory is I think Rob Liefeld leaked that thing himself and said, "Oh, look at that! Oh,
Time to bring out the X-Force number 2s.
yeah, this is doing really good, Fox. Why don't we make a movie?"
Fantastic Four.
But yeah, I'm happy that the people that wrote the script, I think they were the writers of Zombieland, that they're going to stick with the idea of Deadpool breaking the fourth wall instead of showing the Deadpool how they depicted him in Wolverine's Origins, which is not Deadpool at all. I don't even know.
Not bad.
That was
He's
Baraka.
That was Baraka with Ryan Reynolds' eyes. Yeah. Yeah, that is not Deadpool, just looking at the leaked footage, the director has a good vision on what he wants. I hope that they keep it rated R, and they don't like soil it down for to attract a younger audience. Because Deadpool could be fun, but he's also a maniac. He's psychotic, and he'll chop your head off and then bounce around with a pogo stick on your flopping body right there. But Yeah, I hope that if they make this a Marvel movie, they don't tie it into the cinematic universe, that they make this standalone. Like how Punisher, Warzone, and Ghost Rider, even Blade, they stood on their own, and they were all like close to R or close to rated R stuff. But
yeah, people forget about Blade. That was actually a pretty good. Those are pretty good.
Yeah,
movies,
Wesley Snipes, man. Wesley Snipes.
and they were rated R. But that was before the whole official Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Eugene, what do you think? You think Deadpool should be a rated R movie, or?
I'm not a big Deadpool guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's. I mean, I just haven't read enough to really be a fan of him. But I think from what I've seen, I think it would be cool if it was like R-rated, because just like the humor, that is in that book, and the violence, it has to be R. You can't clean Deadpool. This is a guy that he can get blown up, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's the guy that sews on his own body parts and shoots himself in the head.
Yeah, that one issue where, I mean, I looked at the panel, but he uses his arm as a silencer. Like he shoots through his arm so the gun would be quieter. Man, that's a rated R thing, man.
Yeah,
that's pretty it's pretty gruesome. But I'm kind of glad they're pushing back Fantastic Four too. I'm not ready for another one.
I still got Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, are they doing Doctor Doom again?
That's they did cast one though. They did cast Doctor Doom.
See, I wish they did like the whole Galactus, like real Galactus, with you actually see the body, not just
like hunger.
with Silver Surfer, done right, because that's like the Fantastic Four story,
Yeah.
But they didn't do it right. But
maybe that's why they're pushing it back. They're just like, you know what, we need Galactus, and it's gonna take us a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope they use that time to think about what they're doing,
Yeah.
Because the Fantastic Four movies weren't good.
I don't know, Deadpool. I would really like a rated R movie, but I think you can push the envelope on a PG-13, maybe.
It could happen.
It just depends on the story. Like, who are Deadpool's villains? Like, I feel like
Deadpool.
always been versus
Deadpool versus Deadpool.
Somebody.
Yeah. It's just like
apparently
Deadpool versus the world. Or
yeah, according to the comics, Deadpool is like an enemy to everybody.
Yeah, it's probably like like in the test footage they had like a mob boss or whatever maybe.
Yeah.
But I think it could work. It just depends on the story. I just don't want it to be gore and violence, and you get like a soft storyline with it.
Yeah. I still don't know about Ryan Reynolds though. Is I think.
Yeah, I mean the voice of Ryan Reynolds.
He's gonna be Deadpool. I mean,
Yeah.
He's pushing it so hard. Like from what I heard, he's just like he's preaching Deadpool, pretty much.
He's talking Deadpool.
I mean, they're gonna have to give it to him.
Yeah.
Because he's already been Deadpool. But
yeah, even Deadpool described himself as a disfigured Ryan Reynolds in his own comics. So even Deadpool in the comics wants it to be Ryan Reynolds.
What?
Was this like before Ryan Reynolds was like Deadpool?
I think it was before. This was like old.
Oh wow. Okay, so maybe that's why they picked him.
Like there's a comic where Deadpool described himself as like a disfigured sort of Ryan Reynolds figure, and then I think that's the reason why Ryan Reynolds tried out for Deadpool.
That's probably why. Yeah, it makes sense because that's probably why he was picked.
Ryan Reynolds comics. Huh?
We'll see. I think it can work either way. So.
Yeah, it can work. Also, let's talk about Gotham. Let's briefly talk about Gotham here. First impressions through 2 episodes.
Did you watch it? You didn't watch the second one, right?
I did. I watched it yesterday. So Eugene, how did you like it?
I liked it, man. I'm liking I mean, I really like the second episode a lot better than the first. To me, it feels like the second episode was the real first episode, if that makes sense. I think it goes for all pilot shows. Like, pilot shows are just like testing the waters, you know.
Yeah.
It's really for like the companies, you know, the executives or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And then the real like second episode is where they're really getting their footing down and they're really starting to tell the story, you know, trying to zero in on what they're gonna do. And I think it's doing that, you know.
Yeah.
I think it was a lot stronger the second episode. So
Any
it's a good
characters like.
Oh, it's Penguin hands down, man.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait till he takes Fish Mooney out.
Yeah. That's like the weirdest character name, like Fish Mooney.
Dude, no, but if you think about it, man, it makes sense because like penguins eat fish. So he's gonna have to like kill Fish Mooney. I think that's gonna happen pretty much. That's like the first arc, you know. He's gonna.
So Jada Pinkett Smith gone in the first arc.
Yeah.
I think she, like in my opinion, she's like the weakest part of the show. I mean, her acting. I mean, as a person, I don't have anything against her, but her acting is a little bit forced.
It seems so forced. Yeah, it's very forced.
Yeah, it's a little
like
forced.
her emotions just seem like. I mean, I don't know much about Fish Mooney, but I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, she was the only one that was like, okay, I'm ready for her to go.
Yeah, like she's not. There's a reason why she doesn't show up in the future of Gotham. You know, later on in the continuity. You know, she has to go. But yeah, she seems very one-dimensional. That those temper tantrums are just like
everybody out, everybody out.
Yeah, those
like,
are the only
really?
interesting parts about her when she gets mad. The rest is like that whole facade that she puts on.
Dude, that one scene where she says she's gonna take out Falcone or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like looking at nobody. You know what I mean?
And then
just staring off.
The big guy was like, "So I get to hold your shoes."
I was like,
I'll hold your shoes while you do it. Like,
I know. I was like,
talk?
I really didn't like that scene, man. She's like, I'm gonna whatever she said, like poke his eye out or whatever, and I don't know. It just looked weird. She wasn't even looking at the guy. She was just staring off into space, and
she was imagining it. She was just imagining, I think she said something like she'll.
But the camera angle was kind of weird.
Teeth or something.
It was weird though. It just
the camera angle was kind of weird.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just like how the Penguin thing is going. You know.
Yeah.
He's really like psycho now. You know. Especially like tying up that one dude and.
I thought he killed him.
Did he? I don't remember.
No, he didn't kill him.
No, he killed one guy and then he tied up the other one.
Yeah, and he tried to do a ransom.
Yeah. But I'm glad in Gotham they're really exploring how the whole city is just apathetic to everybody. Like, there's a homeless guy in the street and like nobody cares about it except, Jim Gordon. He's like the only honest cop who actually cares about human life. And everyone's just like, I don't want to get overtime or nobody's paying me to do this. Everyone's kind of, they don't care about each other. And so Jim Gordon is the only, sense of humanity in a whole city that's just run by corruption and chaos. And I think also Selena Kyle on that episode did a pretty good job, even though she is very cat-like.
Dude, I did not know why, how she scratched that dude, and you saw his face. He's just like, really? How did you?
She must have dug her fingers in and just like ripped.
Yeah. That was just.
Oh man, no, that part didn't bother me as much as when that one kidnapper crazy lady.
Oh yeah.
Was searching the bus, and she somehow missed.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, how?
She somehow missed like a Selena Kyle. I'm like, you cannot miss.
Oh my gosh! How she got out of the bus with that dude? Just.
Yeah.
I was like, imbeciles. Or
I'm like, you wouldn't even like miss her, especially in a school bus like that.
Yeah.
But, anyway, those are like nitpicking things. But
yeah.
I think overall it's pretty strong,
Yeah, it's a strong book. Like
I think I think they're also hinting now that the pilot's out of the way, they're now hinting at a much larger arc story-wise, because they hinted at the Dollmaker as being like a boss, and I think one of the villains that's coming up that's supposed to be a big role throughout Gotham is Victor Zsasz. He's like a guy that
cuts himself.
Like,
and for every victim, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be like a mob boss that's coming up in Gotham. So I think they're now focusing on the much larger arcs within the story.
I think it's cool, but I also think that they need to make up some villains, because if you think about it, like if they use all the Batman villains, if they stop all the Batman villains, like what's the point of Batman?
Yeah, how long is the series gonna go?
That's what they did with Arrow. Arrow. There's some moments where oh man, they got the Time King, they got the Dollmaker, and
he was already Vertigo. This is kid Bruce Wayne. He still has time to like by the time he grows up, like all these villains are gonna be like in the show are gonna be like old.
It's gonna be straight up Joker now.
Old Joker and old Joker.
Mm-hmm.
But so I think they need to slow down a little bit, in terms.
I think Falcone's gonna be like the major. Like they're gonna ride this thing with Falcone for quite a while.
Yeah, Falcone's like already old, man.
Yeah.
In that show, but I don't know. I still like it. I like. I think Bullock is he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Gordon is, I think, too stoic.
How about Alfred? Because that's the character I'm just kind of like.
I actually like Alfred. Yeah.
I don't know. Alfred, it just seems. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just like the comics. I'm reading Alfred, and he's just a different character. Maybe
you're used to that Michael Caine.
The caring,
fatherly,
loving.
Yeah.
Not the.
It's like,
what the hell did you do
boy.
that for, man?
Yeah.
You stupid boy. I was like, oh. I don't know.
It's a different take on it.
It's another take, but
Yeah, it's another take. He's more the militarist. Is he with the military background? I guess I don't know.
Possibly.
I think that was. I haven't read too much of Alfred's history.
Yeah,
I think he was like a medic or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But I could be totally wrong. That was my guess.
I mean, it is early years of Bruce Wayne, so maybe he's at the beginning stage of being that loving, caring.
Yeah.
Alfred, we all know.
Surprisingly, man, I actually like that kid as Bruce Wayne, man.
Oh yeah,
he's
already testing himself, man. He's ready.
Usually, I think it's because of the Star Wars prequels that I had this stereotype. Okay, all kids are gonna be terrible, acting. But these kids so far in the show have been pretty good,
Yeah.
It's actually the grown-up Fish Mooney. But I thought it was good all around, man. I like Bullock. I think in the first episode, where was it Montoya wanted to get the case. Yeah, case from Bullock, and Bullock's like, I would have given it to you, but you had to talk trash, so you're not gonna get it. He says, and I was like, yeah, that's Bullock, man.
I do like Montoya. I hope they kind of flesh her character out. That whole scene with Montoya and Barbara Keene. That's gonna be interesting to see because they kind of teased that in the first.
It's a new take on.
We probably won't see that for a
adultery.
while. Yeah, we probably won't see that for a while.
Yeah.
That was just probably for the executives. Hey, we're doing something over here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I thought it was good. I mean, I know I can't compare shows because they're totally different, but I mean, Marvel offered Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I mean, I didn't really get into that at all. But Gotham is, it got me interested in what's going on. So.
Yeah, it's part of the DC wave now. We got a crud load of shows now. We got Supergirl going to CBS. We got Titans reportedly going to TNT. What else?
Flash premiering next week. We got season 3 Arrow next week. We got Constantine. Nobody's talking about the Strain on FX.
Yeah, Strain. I heard
it's actually really good. Yeah, it's actually really good. It's like good production on it. You know, it's just they really draw out the story. It's really character based, but it's not getting the same traction as like The Walking Dead, wherever. But it's still it's a comic book turned into a good production TV show, but like nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, they already got renewed for season 2, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it must be doing wells.
It's a strain to watch. The Strain.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it can be a slow burn, but when you get to the gory vampire part, excuse me, it's even like on our HD television, it doesn't look as fake as some other shows and all that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's what I mentioned to my brother too about like HD. When we were watching Gotham on HD, it looked too clean for Gotham. I think Gotham would look better for like a standard definition screen. As weird as it sounds,
It's real scratchy.
Yeah.
It needs to be raining all the time, no sunlight, just like cloudy days all the time.
But like when they're doing like, there's a lot of cuts in Gotham where like pans like right to left showing the city, and it looks really clean in HD. Like, that's really clean, I think it looked dirtier in standard definition. So.
It's more like Gotham on standard.
Yeah, exactly. Man, there's so much comic stuff out there, man. You just can't get away.
I know.
You can't get away, man.
You can't get away from
the
comics.
channels, and you're just like, there's a comics.
I know. You're gonna see a flood of people rushing to comic stores now when Flash comes out. They'll be like, I wanna read Flash. Well, now they have these season 0 of Flash, so you can catch up on that, or you catch up on your Arrow with season 2.5 on.
Or the new comic, the new Green Arrow issue 35.
I'm not a big Flash guy, so I don't know if I'm gonna like watch the show or anything. But man, I do like that costume though.
Yeah.
For some reason, I like that costume.
It's the pilot of Flash has been getting so many good reviews. Like the producers decided to add 3 more minutes of it on the pilot. So I'm like, man, you get 3 more extra minutes of Barry Allen. We get to see the extended.
Probably get to see meaningless dialogue.
Yeah, meaningless. Willie won't he?
Oh gosh. Over under how many times he's going to use the word Flash in the pilot.
There's so many puns you can do with that.
Back in a Flash.
Yeah.
That's how the episode ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Flash.
Flash. But
that's like the end of the pilot. I'll be back and then it shows the logo. Flash.
Flash. Like how Arrow does it. Like Arrow just starts
slow zoom of Arrow.
Flow straight at you. I'm like,
yeah.
I guess.
I know, but Flash and Arrow have a really good team. When you have like Jeff Johns as like he's writing the episodes, some of the episodes, I'm like, man, those.
He needs to stop. He needs to just full time on these TV shows, man.
I know. You're like when you
give it up.
The thing
After
about
Superman, man, you need to give it up.
Yeah, the thing about like Gotham is that it doesn't have a head character like Jeff Johns overseeing it. You have some other producer. I think I think the Daredevil from Netflix is being produced by the guy that produced Spartacus and those shows.
Ooh.
But when you have a guy like Jeff Johns overseeing Flash and Arrow, I think. His recipe, along with the other producers, they really have a winning formula to grab people's attention. Like Arrow, it blew up. There were people cosplaying, talking about it, counting down the days until season 3 comes out, and then Flash has just been getting so much hype, so many positive reviews, and just by looking at the trailer alone, the special effects looks way much better than when Flash was introduced in Smallville and those slow motion runs and all that. This one, this one, it shows Flash being a Flash, where you see his arms being a
Yeah.
blur and all that. So
Dude, you know what they need to do? They need to do like an Aquaman show. I think that would be cool.
they had an Aquaman show in the works. I think it was called Mercy Reef. It had already that alone sounds
Mercy Reef.
Oh man,
Sounds
that's
like
called
a
Aquaman.
sounds like a teenage
Yeah,
TV show.
You're trying to make Aquaman cool, and they call it Mercy Reef. I mean, that's just not helping.
How about Atlantis or something? Something Atlantis.
Yeah.
Just call it Atlantis.
Yeah.
Like Gotham. Just
Hearts
call
in
it
Atlantis.
yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, but if they do like Aquaman, like Aquaman feels like the Thor to me of the Justice League, you know?
Oh, true. He has his trident.
So, yeah, and he can talk like this flowery. He's like a king, so he could talk like all flowery and everything, and he's literally a fish out of water if he goes on land and tries to figure out, oh, what's this? And it's like, oh, that's a car, you know. We ride in those, you know.
Why is it just
I ride on beluga whales.
You know, bring me my seahorse. You know.
Bring me my dolphins.
I think
Yeah,
it'd be you could do like Thor comedy with Aquaman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that in Thor, the first Thor, when he walks to like the pet shop and there's like dogs and just parakeets and like,
Yeah.
bring me your horse or something. I'm like, he's in a pet store.
Yeah, like the first time he. Well, I think he was a human before, right? Like is that his story? I don't know much about
Thor?
Or Aquaman.
Oh, Aquaman.
Like, he's just a regular guy. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he
he's
kind
a
of knows
regular
what's
dude.
going on, but I don't know. Maybe it could be reversed, like when he's in Atlantis for the first time.
Or maybe it'd be Aquaman or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Start off young Arthur.
You could do like things that it's like never been done before with Aquaman, you know, and make it interesting.
This is the sea. This is Atlantis.
Yeah, just have it based like in the ocean, you know.
Yeah.
You know, that'll be hard, but
Yeah, it's like
Hey man, it's 2014. You can make it happen. There's
Yeah.
technology out there somewhere.
they're going to be filming underwater for 8 days a week.
Yeah.
That's they would grow gills at the end of the season, but I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see if there's any more comments. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? We got Agents of Shield. How was that? Is there a how's Agents of Shield?
Pretty good. I think I'm the only one of the three of us that
Yep.
have seen Agents of Shield. There's a while I took a break from Agents of Shield. I hopped back on just to check it out at the end of the season, which takes place after the story of Captain America: Winter Soldier, what happened in there, and we're dealing with the fallout of Shield being, there are sleeper Hydra agents in it. So Shield has been dismantled, and we're really picking up right after that in season 2, where Shield is now not the Global Defense Agency, but really a shadow organization. They're dismantled. They're actually being hunted by the government, and at the same time, they're trying to find all the rogue Hydra agents that are still out there. So, which has been pretty fun so far. I just hope they don't ride that Hydra wave for too long. If they move past that. And one of the strengths of Agents of Shield is that it actually tied into the movies. But now that we really don't have any cinematic Marvel movies coming out until Age of Ultron next year, I don't know where they're going to grasp, those big event episodes and all that. Because I wasn't able to see the episode where that took place after Thor: The Dark World with Lady Sif coming in, but I picked it up right after the Winter Soldier one, and those are really cool. I think it's really finding its footing, but without those big Marvel movies to grab onto and to help it along throughout the season, I don't know what the season will look like, but it's off to a strong start so far.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Well, hopefully, that's the trouble with, Agents of Shield. Those two episodes with, dealing with Thor: The Dark World and Winter Soldier. Those were kind of the highest rated episodes for their season. So
Hmm.
I mean, they're introducing some more like in the first episode with the Absorbing Man. Those
Yeah,
are pretty interesting.
Those are really interesting. Even in
yeah.
HD, the CGI looks pretty good. It doesn't look as fake. But
So yeah, I mean, Agent Shield continues. I mean, we'll see how it develops. Because I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to see for the whole season. I don't know how many episodes they're gonna do, but I don't want to have the whole season just based around finding Hydra agents. Because it's just gonna be like,
yeah,
you know,
I could see that going on for
Hydra of
6
the week.
episodes. I know. I could see that going on for at most 6 episodes. After that, the Hydra plane is, has
It's
already
slowly
flown.
dipping.
It needs to
So-
find something else, and I know there. I know my brother will be happy that the guy that he hates, Ward, is in jail. But hey, bro, just give you a heads up, Ward, his older brother is coming onto the show. So
What's his name? Word? I was.
I don't know. It's the
Yeah.
guy from White Collar, the FBI agent from White Collar.
Oh,
That one.
That's cool.
So he's a good actor. So hopefully he has more dimension than the guy playing Ward. But yeah,
Oh well.
we shall see.
Oh, I just want those Netflix shows to start. Like they've been teasing that for years, or not years, for months now.
Yeah,
When are we gonna get? We haven't even got
not even a trailer.
Yeah, like they just started casting Daredevil, but they still have, they still have Alias. They still got Jessica Jones. They still got Power
Who are
Man.
they considering as Daredevil?
That's the.
Forgot.
I forgot his name. They already have him.
He's that good.
cast it. No, it's like I forgot the
I forgot his name.
name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was just a man.
That's
He
not-
wasn't really anybody.
that's not a good.
It's not Ben Affleck. Let me tell you that. But
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, it's just one of those like Stephen Amell characters. Like I've never heard of this character before, or actor before, so it's kind of like I don't know. This is his first big
he's
job.
not as dreamy as they made Stephen Amell out to be, or with
Yeah.
like 6-packs. This guy in the movie I saw him. I think he was in Stardust. That movie a couple years ago. Stardust. But he was a goofy character, but they're describing the Daredevil show as like ultra gritty. Like
Yeah.
I think the producer said that Daredevil is so close to crossing that line to vigilante that it's going to be that dark where Daredevil just wants to hurt people or something. I don't know.
It's crazy. Like it's crazy. There's a lot of like I just saw this on the news, and it's nothing to do with comics. But Adam Sandler just reportedly signed a 4-picture deal with Netflix. So it's like Netflix is starting to get into the movie game here.
Uh-oh.
I know it's
Dates.
probably it's probably Click 2.
I thought you were saying like he was going to be in one of the Marvel heroes for a second.
Oh
I was like,
no, man! He signed a 4-picture deal with Netflix. So
Are you saying you're messing with me? Yeah.
Hail Hydra. Hail Hydra. Hail
Are
Hydra.
you messing with me?
Happy
When he
Gilmore.
talks, he does. Yeah.
Hail Hydra.
Messing
Happy?
with me?
Yeah.
That was probably a terrible Adam Sandler impression, but that's all I hear whenever he talks. It's that squeaky.
Oh yeah.
You want to mess with me? That's the best that I can do. That's my terrible.
And damn
And
you,
we lost
Scuba
all our
Steve.
viewers.
Yeah.
Damn you, Scuba Steve. Damn you, Scuba Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, this podcast is really going off the rails. Is there any more, dude? Like the
This
Christmas,
is the most
Christmas movie,
entertaining.
man. The Christmas movie, like animated movie. Hanukkah?
Polar Express.
8 Crazy Nights or something.
Crazy Nights. Yeah, he got that old man, and that's basically what he just does. He's like, "Eeny, eeny, eeny."
That's
That's
Adam
all he
Sandler
does,
for you,
man.
That's Adam Sandler right there.
Yeah. So.
Hmm.
All right.
You want to?
Anything?
You want to make an impression of me? Was I even close? Was I even close?
It was there. It made me laugh, man. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. As long as you know what I'm talking about, and I'm not making it up. That's.
Mumbling.
That's what he does.
What are you thinking? All right. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? I've kind of, Supergirl on CBS. We'll see who gets cast. It's kind of like up in, it's very in the early stages. But I'm all down for a Supergirl.
It's like
TV
every
show.
network's getting a superhero, man.
Every network. Freaking. Who else? Who else is gonna get a TV show?
It's gonna be like
The PlayStation Network got powers. PlayStation Network, man. I didn't even know PlayStation had their own TV.
Sci-Fi is gonna get like some show, I can tell you, and they're gonna cross it over with Sharknado or something.
It's Aquaman on the Food Network.
Yeah.
How is that? What? I guess anyone can have a superhero.
God.
Yeah. Aquaman on the
Yeah.
Food Network. Today we're having sushi, and then just you see a tear from Aquaman.
Aquaman is actually like a
Oh,
chef.
we have a special guest. This is Katana, who's going to
Dude,
cut the sushi.
Aquaman would have to be like a chef. That's his only show. Man.
Chef.
Just
Dude,
like,
Iron Chef.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
must
Abuela.
not-
I'm sorry, Abuela.
Today's
Dude,
dish,
man.
you have to use fish. No.
Dude, man, I hope like people who watch this podcast are seeing this part, like they stay till this part, because this
Yeah,
is
stay
actually
this
pretty
part
good.
because
These ideas
Yeah.
we're throwing out are actually
channels like Speed and
I don't know, man.
and
Dude, like Jonah Hex is gonna be like on the History Channel.
dude, I heard there's some good programming on like Vikings. I heard that was a pretty good show
Yeah.
I heard good things about that.
On
Too.
the History Channel.
on the History Channel.
Even
Yeah.
the History Channel is
Dude.
like getting some.
Like
Action.
Legion of Superheroes on PBS.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like what else? Let's see.
Tiny Titans on ABC Family or something.
ABC
Let's
Family.
start making
Yeah.
stuff up. What's a let's see. What's a European team or European Captain Britain on like
Captain Britain.
BBC or something like
Yeah.
Yeah, Knight and Squire. Knight
that.
or and Squire.
Night Squire.
Yeah.
Knight
Yeah,
and
for real,
Squire.
man. Dude, if they did like Demon Knights on the History Channel, I'd be happy.
Dude, that'd be cool.
Because it is
Knights.
history in a way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
I don't know.
Dang.
just think of
There's some-
stuff.
Yeah.
We're killing time. There's no more viewers.
Yeah.
So
Every
You're like,
has sailed.
Yeah.
So anything else you guys want to talk about, or you guys?
I'm good,
is that-
man. I'm
My
good.
mind
All
is
right,
clear.
guys.
That's good, man.
All right.
Always fun.
Yeah, it's definitely. Hopefully we can get back Neil next month. Thank you guys for coming on, talking comics,
Thank
and
you.
thank you to all the viewers who stayed on, except Scott because he's basically trolling. He's trolling.
Yeah, as long as he gives us a good rating. If he-
Yeah.
if I see one
You gotta
thumb down,
like
I'm gonna
like this chat.
I'm gonna assume it's Scott.
Dude, we should call this show the comic book folding table.
Oh.
Like, what's the cheapest table you can find?
Dude, like the Walmart brand
Ping
for
pong. I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah, we
Comic
are
book
comic book
picnic.
cargo. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you to my co-hosts for coming on talking comics. And we'll see you guys next month with anything comics. So good night, everybody.
See you guys. Love you.